Hello, everybody. So every single quarter, Tesla comes out with earnings. Before Tesla earnings, you have the quarter's production numbers. And Tesla came out with their Q2 production numbers, and it surpassed Wall Street's estimate, but that estimate is a reduced estimate for what it was. Actually, this is going to be the worst out of the last 3 quarters that Tesla had with the production and deliveries of cars. Let's take a look. In the Q2, we produced over 258,000 vehicles and we delivered over 254,000 vehicles. They said June 2022 was the highest vehicle production month in Tesla histories. Notice how they said June, not the whole quarter, June, which means that they're coming back super strong for what happened in May and what happened in April because of a Shanghai lockdown in their Chinese gigafactory. Tesla cannot affect what's happening with COVID. Tesla cannot affect what's happening with backlog and inflation and bottlenecking, so on and so forth. They could just navigate as best as they can and better than the other automotive giants. That's all you could ask for. When looking at these numbers, you got to try to figure out, is this a road bump or is this really the downfall of Tesla? For me, this is just a road bump. And you as an investor, and I'm not telling you what to do, I'm saying when I say you, I mean me, you kind of look at these little anomalies and you try to take advantage of the anomalies. Now, Tesla did not make the production numbers that were originally foreseen, and they were already downgraded by several different banks. They were downgraded from 1,250 to 1,125, and I believe another downgrade to $8,000 a share. Now, I'm going to go over the numbers of Tesla right now, but it's approximately $680 a share, trading next to a 52-week low of $620 a share, with a 52-week high being around that 1,240, 1,250 mark. So the question is, did Tesla suffer enough, or do you think it's still going to go down? Well, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing at the end of this video. The production was as follows. Model S and X, 16,411 produced, while 16,162 delivered. Model 3 and Y, 242,169 produced, while 238,533 were delivered. It says Tesla will post its financial results for the Q2 of 2022 after the close on Wednesday, July 20th, 2022. And then they're going to do a Q&A for 2 hours. Please join me on this channel on that date, and I will be filming this live for your convenience. Now, if you go back to the other quarters just to compare this, this is going to be Q1 press release. In Q1, they produced 305,000 vehicles and they delivered over 310,000 vehicles. And if you go back to Q4 of 2021, they produced 305,000 vehicles while they delivered 308,000 vehicles. So delivery went from 308,000 to 310,000, and then from 310,000 to that 250-something thousand range. But as I said before, Tesla was already downgraded by many analysts. So the question is, what do you do now? Me personally, I was saying this on this channel for the last month and a half, that they will not come in positive with their earnings. They're not going to come in positive with their production, and they're not going to come in positive with their deliveries. They are blaming everything on COVID, and they said that this is unforeseen circumstances, not much we could do. Also, several of their gigafactories, specifically Texas, is losing billions and billions of dollars because they just cannot get enough of the supplies that they need. But they are ramping up production as much as possible. And as you saw by the press release, they said that June was record number productions. So they're trying to get back into full mode. Now, if the price is going to drop significantly, let's say the price does go under $500 for Q2 earnings, what do you do then? Do you think they're going to recover, or do you not think they're going to recover? Personally, I'm waiting for situations like this, and I was waiting for this for the last month and a half. I am going to be buying Tesla after Q2 results. Let's see what's going to happen. But I don't think this is the long run. I think that COVID is starting to become a thing of a past. No, I'm not saying that COVID doesn't exist, but I'm trying to say that even China is going to become more lax with COVID lockdowns. And I think that eventually inflation is going to go down. I think eventually bottlenecking is going to go down. Eventually. How long eventually? Even if it takes another 12 months. I think it's honestly going to be 6 to 12 months. But even if it takes 12 months, even if it takes 18 months, let's say, eventually it does come back, right? Eventually this does come back. It's not going to last forever. Now, I don't know when's the best time to buy, and I never know where the bottom line is, but they did just say that June was their best production ever. Now, this could be a straight up psych out. Be like, listen, we had a really bad quarter. Let's produce as much as possible in June. Maybe in May, they even slow down a little bit on purpose so that they could produce more in June. So that in the press release, they could be like, hey, we produced more in June. I don't know. I have no idea. What I do know is that this is a massive EV play, not just EV cars. Massive EV play. This is a massive energy play, not just in the EV sector, but all the other sectors that Tesla is doing. I think that there's a lot of huge catalysts that's coming out with the full self-driving, the robo-taxis, and of course, the Optimus robot from Tesla. Now, Tesla does have some bad things that's coming out in the news. You have the Tesla and Twitter, how Elon Musk is buying Twitter and how he's not concentrating on Tesla. You have him being sued for racial discrimination. You also have a recall in Germany for several tens of thousands of cars. So there is some bad news when it comes to Tesla. Again, I think that all of this is going to be overcome by Tesla. And in the long run, Tesla is an absolute monster. And this is a very good chance for you to come in. When I'm talking about Tesla, just think about what's happening right now in the inflation. 35% of all the CPI, all the inflation is due to energy. What is Tesla trying to do in total, right? Tesla is trying to reduce your dependency on exactly the energy that is exactly causing the exact reason for all of this inflation right now. And I know that in the future, there's going to be subsidies and the government is going to be begging for companies like Tesla to bail us out as humans in the United States, as humans in the world, so that we have less dependence on gas and oil. Eventually, this is what's going to happen as these huge oil and gas companies are also starting to get into renewable energy, green energy behind the scenes. It's very, very interesting that they're all starting to shift and pivot. And it's going to be interesting what's going to happen in the future. Guys, thank you so much. Please subscribe. And if you do subscribe, hit me up with a comment and I will personally respond to your comments saying thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Have a great day.